Whew, just shot a whole video. It's a great video. And then realized I had enormous zit on my nose. And I just decided to reshoot the whole thing because I don't think any one of you could have focused for a second on my video if I did the whole thing looking like a clown. So I am back and we're going to shoot this again. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it live.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
And I'm going to jump right in. So let's get into this. ZR1 market is insane. Dealers are trying to gouge the living crap out of people, and flippers are in full force. And do I blame any of them? No. Capitalism is alive and well, and stupidity from the buyer pool is always going to be there. I am not going to be one of those people, and I am here to help all of you out there avoid getting screwed in buying one of these things for over $300,000. I also want to make sure you know that if you buy one of these things on the secondary market from a flipper, you are likely, unless they are a dealer, and they bought it as a dealer wholesale, you're very likely going to end up with a car with no warranty. And GM has just extended it from, I believe it was 6 months to a year, but they also did something else super quietly in this last week that's going to likely flood a lot of Z06s and E-Rays to the marketplace, which is going to further depress those prices, which is something, if you're buying one of these cars, you need to plan ahead for. By the way, I do want to make this clear. I hate the dealers charging markups. I think it sucks. They have control of the market, and it's called market manipulation. It's not market forces. Market manipulation is when dealers hold, or somebody holds a product from the market. Think diamonds, right? Hold enough from the market to drive the price up. If ever there was a flood to the market, those prices would go down, knowing that there will be likely a higher supply over time. These cars will do nothing but plummet in value. So dealers are going to do what they can to get their money. I don't blame them. Hell, if I owned a dealer, worked at a dealer, I'd probably want the same thing. But do I want you to go in there and get screwed, blued, tattooed? No, I want you to be strong, wait, be patient. And just because you have lots and lots of money doesn't mean you need to piss it away. I also want to make very clear that I support the enthusiasts who actually drive their cars. That's who I'm talking to. If you're a flipper, you want to buy it, park it in your garage, and then flip it to somebody else, good for you. If you can make that money, you could find somebody stupid enough to buy it with no warranty. Good for you. Knock yourself out. But I want whoever's buying these cars to be people who are buying them, who are going to use them. We learned with the Demon 170 fiasco that thousands of people bought those things only to park them in their garages in hopes that someday they'll be collector's cars worth $500,000. These are words actually used by people and by salespeople out there in the marketplace, that if you buy a Demon 170, it will be your future retirement. You will be able to cash in one day and sell this thing for ridiculous amounts of money, when few other cars on the planet Earth have appreciated to that level in that short of a period of time. They thought this was going to be the one to do it, and I can tell you, neither will the ZR1, despite it being 1,064 horsepower, monstrosity of a machine. It makes me proud of our nation to be delivering cars like this, for a manufacturer like Chevy to be delivering 1,000+ horsepower car to the marketplace. I freaking love that. But we know that that means there's going to be all kinds of, let's just call it what it is, fuckery going on, where people are going to be getting screwed left and right in buying these cars. But I want to help you avoid getting screwed, and I also want to make sure that people know what's happening and what's going to happen. And I want to give you a tip at the end that I think you should take. You should definitely take. If you're in the market to buy a $350,000 car, and that's what dealers want for these things right now, then start shopping around before you make that decision for other cars that are readily available in that price range. But let's go ahead and show you what's going on. So all over the Facebook groups, you've got people just beating the daylights out of the flippers. And believe me, this guy Steve says this POS flipper that bought the RB ZR1 from Gun Chevrolet for $10K over sticker. Dealer's trying to do a solid. Just listed it on Bring a Trailer, and it sold for, what did it sell for? Oh no, I think this is this doesn't share that exact story. Received approximately 6-inch scratch, so it was a damaged car. So people are mad at this guy being a flipper. I want to be clear. I don't like the dealers doing it. I don't like flippers doing it. What I like is dealers get a car, MSRP, and sell that car to an enthusiast who plans to drive that car and enjoy that car as it should be. But Brad, cars are a waste of money. You should never buy any cars. I saw that comment recently on my channel, and I just want to lay this out real fast because I want you all to use this. So I killed this thing. I killed this. It's empty. But this is a beautiful bottle of Kentucky bourbon. This is a great one. By the way, highly recommend this thing. It's really good. It took me probably about 7 months, but I killed this bottle. This bottle cost my wife, when she flew to Kentucky, I don't know, $100 or something like that. And I have drank it. And it's taken a while, but every time I drank it, I never got a return on that investment. I enjoyed it tremendously. And you know what I did? I peed it away. I just peed it away. Very expensive pee. Right here, let me show you this. This is fun. These are Cuban cigars. I plan to smoke these in my backyard with either the McLaren 18. What do you guys think about that? That's a good one. Or my all-time favorite, the Johnny Walker Blue label. This got me through COVID. This is good stuff. And it takes me a while to get through these bottles. It'll take me a while to get through these Cubans. But when I'm done with these, I will have nothing to show for it but incredible enjoyment, time with friends, great memories, and a yearning to do it all over again. So I believe when you buy these cars, whatever you pay for these cars, your hope is that you put so many miles on those things that they depreciate like rocks because you've enjoyed them, and that is the benefit. You paid for that excitement. You paid for that joy. That is the value in these cars. They should not be looked at as investments going up in value. Can you buy a bottle of bourbon and sit on it for 10 years and sell it for more if it's a very rare bottle? Sure you can. That's just stupid. I want to drink that thing. I drank a $1,000 bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Pediac in, probably about a year and a half ago with two buddies in my backyard. Yes, I woke up the next morning regretting it and being freaking a little bit bummed and sad because we killed that thing. But we still talk about it to this day, and it was glorious and it was great. So life is about experiences. Buy the car, enjoy the car, drive the car, have fun in the car, and don't think it's going to make you money. You're going to lose money, but you're going to gain memories. But if you buy it to park in your garage and you buy this thing to sit and not be used, and then you just throw it, just pour it down the toilet, that's basically what you're doing. It's just sad. But, you're not going to get rich buying the car either. So let me go back over here and just show you. So yeah, they're mad. They're mad at this flipper. Sorry for that little digression there. And then this one just sold. ZR1 sells for $290,000 despite their 1-year retention policy. And that's what I wanted to talk about today real quick is GM quietly changed its Corvette retention policy for everything except the ZR1 and ZR1X. So if you own a Z06 and E-Ray and you're within the I think it's a 6-month period for those cars. Maybe it was a year, but anyways, nonetheless, yeah, it was a 6-month retention period for those guys. If you've had it for 3 months and you want to sell that thing now, you can, which means there should be more of those coming on the market soon. And when you see those come on the market, start coming on the market, you will see prices start coming down, which we're already seeing happen as it is. And there's still people out there asking $160,000 for their well-appointed, well-optioned. But if you look at the MSRP, like $120,000, $130,000 for Z06s, you can see the prices are coming back. Now, if you got everything on it, carbon fiber wheels and all the stuff, you probably got up to $170,000. And if you got to pay to markup, you're probably well over $200,000 for those things. And now you're likely able to get a lot of these things. Let's say one you paid $220,000 for with a markup, fully loaded, you might be at $150,000, $160,000 and rapidly on its way down, especially as the market has now been opened up for people who bought them in the last 6 months to not have to wait for the 6 months to be able to sell those cars. But here's what's happening with the ZR1. For the ZR1, they extended it to 1-year retention policy for the 2025 and 2026 ZR1 and ZR1X because the demand is high. And their hope is that dealers won't mark them up and they will sell them to actual enthusiasts who plan to drive and enjoy those cars. and dissuade or discourage the flippers from buying these. So you've got a situation where these models, if they're sold within 12 months, they will be ineligible to place a reservation for an order on a future high-demand vehicle, and their bumper-to-bumper warranty will be voided, except for the battery warranty on the ZR1X. That will still be in place. And what I wanted to show you is, here's what's happening with the prices of the ZR1s. So here's one right here, $221,000. Problem is when you go to the actual website for this exact same car, this blue car, it's $341,000. And all I wanted to tell you all is I own a Lamborghini Huracan. I do, and I love that car. And I've owned a Demon 170, and I've owned a Hellcat Red Eye, and I owned a Lamborghini Gallardo, and I've owned these high-end cars, and I just believe that when you're looking at what car prices are, it's okay to be a fanboy of Chevy and Corvettes, but it's not wise to go pay $341,000 or anywhere near that for one of these things without exploring the other pretty insane options out there. And I just thought quickly I would just run through a few of those options here. STO, a Lamborghini Huracan STO. Now, this is a 2021 with pretty low miles, 5,000 miles. This car was $500,000 new with markups at the time, and people were paying it. And even if you got it for sticker, you're still in the close to $400,000. This car is likely not to depreciate a whole hell of a lot more for a very long time. This is an insane race car. And this car, albeit 631 horsepower, not 1,000 horsepower, is one of the most reliable supercars on the market today. And maintaining it is not hard and not too ridiculously expensive unless you go to the dealership. And this is going to hold its value for many, many years to come. They aren't making these anymore. The new Lamborghini Temerario is a freaking hybrid. So this thing is pretty awesome. Then you also have 750S 2024 750S Spider. Look at this thing. This thing you can get for $349,900. So for the same price as the dealer's asking for that other thing, you can get this. You can get a newer 720S. And by the way, most McLarens, if they're being sold by a high-end dealer, or for sure by McLaren or Lamborghini, McLaren, Ferrari dealerships to sell all these things, will have a warranty in place, okay? So you can get the warranty and you have nothing to worry about. And if they're outside of warranty, McLaren offers warranty, direct manufacturer warranties every year thereafter for a very reasonable price. So you can have this car fully warranted, and maintenance it's expensive, but it's not going to be any more expensive than that freaking ZR1. I can almost guarantee you that. Then, how about this? A Ferrari. If you're a Ferrari guy, the new 296 GTB is a just ridiculously amazing car. You're looking at over 800 horsepower, 818 horsepower. The problem is the V6 hybrid, not my thing, but it's still a Ferrari 296. This car's not going to lose any value. You're still looking at old 488s and 458s in the mid 200s or high 200s. So for $319, you get a 2024 fully under warranty with 1,100 miles on it. And you put this in your garage, this car will hold its value for many, many years. You're not going to lose any money on this thing. So go drive it. My only point is, go drive it. Go drive a Huracan. You can go get a Huracan Spider, $299,000, 2023, fully under warranty, and supercharge this thing for $35,000 and get 900 horsepower out of it and smoke everything on the road. Or just leave it alone, and it's going to hold its value. I paid like $200,000 for my Huracan. It's worth $200,000. I mean, my Lamborghini Gallardo, I bought it for $95,000, kept it for 3 years, and traded it in for $95,000. That's the absolute fact. Traded in for $95,000. And I drove it like 15,000 more miles. So a regular Huracan, 294, just 3,000 mile car, still under warranty, easily get an extended warranty even. At least go check out these other cars And that's what I wanted to share with you all today. If you buy a ZR1 on the secondary market, it's likely not to have any warranty. And that, to me, is a humongous problem on a high-performance race car, 1,000 horsepower. Because I would expect, just like the Demon 170s, you're going to see these cars having some issues. And they will be not be huge, massive, crazy issues, but because the amount of people that buy these to collect them, you won't hear about them as much as you would if the cars were bought to drive by everybody who bought them. So you got to be careful. If you don't have a warranty, you're going to be spending lots of money. And let me just tell you, when you're dealing with a high performance, exotic, even though it's an American car, it's an exotic type performance, everything's expensive. And whatever you think it's going to cost, quadruple it. If you think something's $2,500 to fix on that thing, it's going to be $10,000. Just know. I know that with my Lamborghini, anything that breaks on that thing, doesn't matter what it is $5,000. And if it's a big thing, it's $50,000. So without a warranty, I just don't know that I would want to, for sure, pay over MSRP. And I would say just wait a year and a half. They'll lift the restrictions on these things. There'll be a lot more on the market, and you'll be able to steal one, let's just say $175,000. And it will have low miles on it, and you'll be able to drive it and enjoy it and have fun in it and build memories in it and not worry about what the hell happens later on. So with that, please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.